Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Invicta Specs with John the Phone Guy. Today we have the Excursion Excalibur in rose gold and the model number, 17868. I get mesmerized by all this scroll detail work, so I just have to look at it real quick. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, you can feel the texture of everything that's done and the linkage system, and I really love this watch. It's an amazing looking watch. So anyway, back to where I was at. So this has the Ronda 5040D. It takes a 395 battery. This is a 13 joule movement, dive rated 200 atmosphere or 20 atmosphere, 200 meter or 660 feet. This is a flame fusion crystal, and with that we will go right into all of our norms. So we have back here and reserve, obviously, and you can see the case back on here, some of the details on it that we're kind of going over. Scissor deployant, diver class. Let's see if we can't get some of this to show up. There we go. So you can see Swiss movement, chronograph, reserve, water resistant model, stainless steel, flame fusion, all that good stuff. So with this, we'll kind of go right into the dial. You can see I believe this is a mother of pearl. It's like a gray dyed color, and you have the your date window down here, and then you have your constant running seconds is right up here between 2 and the 3. This is your 1/10 of a second. So I just started the chronograph. Here's your chronograph second hand, and this would be your 30-minute in your chronograph. So stop, reset. This is a screw down crown. So one position. Set that. Set our time. Now, so I'll move this kind of out of the way for a minute so we can kind of see the 1/10 of a second down there on the counter. Large luminous hour markers, and you can even see as I get panned in here right there, you can see the rose gold around all of those markers. Just a real beauty. Oops. Shine that up a little bit better. There we go. So you can kind of really get a good sense of it. And then of course you've got the rose on the sword hands and reserve badging. You got the reserve here and all of that. Unique kind of roundish with a square look. I think that's kind of cool. And then we'll push it back in and screw it down. This is full rotational. There is no normally you've got the 60 and all that going around. So basically this is just a free form, but it still gives you that timing device. And then just looking at the scroll, so you've got all this detail going down the bracelet, in the middle, around the case, just some of the amazing detail, the screw heads in it. And even just from the side, you kind of get like that look of almost like a tank tread, how they're interlaced with each other, but very flexible. So you can see how far in it goes. You can really get this to a smaller wrist, and it bows itself out for a larger wrist. And just some of the detail. I love this little ring around here. I mean, it's a fixed ring, but just a unique. And as you can see, how some of them, the little notches line up to let you know that you're setting inside, and then scroll work on the bezel. there is no rehaut. You just have your inner chapter ring that goes completely vertical. Not really a polish that I can see, but just something kind of muted. I think the dial face and those luminous markers are just a unique timepiece. And with all of that prattling on, let's measure this guy out. It's going to be probably a little bit difficult. So 52, so that's about what they called it. Got 17 on the height. I'm going to go at about the screws, so that's 32. Bracelet is 26. It's actually not that thick overall. Let's see if I can get, so 6.9. And then the width on this is 48, so substantial. Of course, if you're going to go all the way here, you're about 51, 52. So a good wide base. I think it'll fit a large number of wrists because of that. It's going to be a little on the heavy side, a little beefy, but not bad. I mean, I would say maybe a little top heavy just because of how much weight it's got up here, but it's definitely something substantial. As you guys saw, 10.8. Sorry, I forgot to call that out. So we'll get this guy out of here. For me, I have just a little bit less than 7-inch wrist, so kind of show you what it looks like on mine. So that's it on my wrist. I like mine a little bit looser, and probably this one's a little bit before I adjusted it. So micro adjusters, so I could adjust this more, get a little bit of the slop out. But I like them a little bit loose. I don't like the if I'm wearing a watch, this is literally from that indent right there was from the watch I had on today at dinner. So I actually came back and added a link because that was a bit too much for me. But just in general, and of course, side profile on the wrist, we can kind of really get an idea just how big of a wrist this thing can accommodate. I mean, that's all the way out, and it still is tapering just very comfortably around there. So a good overall wrist size can fit into this. So there we go with that. And there we have the Excursion Excalibur in rose gold, model 17868. And as always, shout out to Instagram, Smitten by Invicta, Women's Fashion, and Invicta Watches, YouTube, TrapVision 3D, and Tommy Big Time. Good source information out there around Invicta and the different way that people enjoy it. Of course, we do most of our shopping on ShopHQ and InvictaStores.com. Shout out to Facebook friends, Invictaholics, Invictacruisers, InvictaVets. If you enjoy any of the information that I share in here, please hit the subscribe and the bell so you can be kept up to date on all the latest. And with that, enjoy your Invicta watches, and I hope to see you next time on Invicta Specs. Take care.